Thank you. What we will do then, I would write whatever we discussed, we agree on today. I will send it to other members for their, because I'm worried we should already give a brief for maybe let's look at our, we're not going to go through the minutes because other members are not here. But what we can do, we can use the minutes just to look at those things that we needed to do. So I'm not sure if you can project the minutes, Anne-Marie.
Absolutely. Just give me a second.
Maybe, I'm not sure from other colleagues whilst we are doing that. Have you thought of names that you'd like to bring in from the Rep Council or other members?
I have not. I also don't know if Shanita has been contacted.
I don't think so. Otherwise, she would be here.
Yeah.
Maybe then if so, I would really, yeah, I think Shanita was very helpful in the previous one. I would obviously recommend that you also retain her. And then I'm not sure if there's another name. I'll just give the other colleagues a shout on in WhatsApp. Maybe the other thing that you can assist, Anna-Marie, can you then create, I know, was the one for last year deleted? The WhatsApp group.
I don't think so. We can just throw off those. Yeah.
Can we just change the date, the name, and then just remove the other colleagues, the other two colleagues from Northwest and Gauteng South until we have decided on the other names. Then you can leave Shanita and other colleagues that and then I would use that to communicate whatever we discussed today on that. Okay, so quickly, if we go through the issue of the committee, I did extend the invite to Marcus. I'm not sure if he tried to log in whilst we were having the SALW meeting. However, I won't be surprised because I only managed to send it through to him on Monday, which is yesterday. It just slipped off my mind when you send the invite. I did. I think I would send it to you also. Maybe I'm not sure. Am I correct to say I did send it to you so that you included him into the correspondence? I think you did. Yeah, I think. I'm getting old now. Actually, I'm tired. You did circulate the rationale, and I hope the secretary, I'll follow up with her if she had already sent it to the REPCO, as we had agreed that we are going to send it through by Friday. So I'll just follow up with Rebecca if he has done so. And is there anything that one would like to say on that rationale?
Sorry, not on the rationale. If we can just go back to the attendance, Anne-Marie, just scroll up. I see I'm Dani Mulepo now.
So we need to change it to Charlie Malan.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think they will correct that. Yeah, remember, yeah, you can note those things that we can correct now, but remember, we'll only read these minutes in the next Tuesday meeting when everyone is present.
Sure.
So can we skip the issue of the launch for today? Because we've already agreed on the date. It will be on a Friday, but we want National Library to be here when we discussed the issue, because there was that issue of the face-to-face and hybrid or strictly virtual. And then the program can also stand over. Maybe let's discuss, Anamari, I remember we discussed the issue of the poster. Did we send something out?
Yes, so I've done two things. So I've sent it to the database of our usual suspects that we ask to design the poster or participate in the poster competition. So I've contacted all of those people.
Okay.
And then also when I sent out the rationale, you saw that I said that if there are members that want to participate, they can contact us for the specs. So far the Nexa library have contacted us for the spec. So I don't know if there will be others.
Okay.
It will be good if they do, but they will have to follow the same specs that, we don't sit with two different products. So everybody needs to just follow the same spec as, but it was done.
All right. Thank you. So far, what else do you think we can discuss today?
So what I have done, I can maybe share it. I think I still have it open. Let me just see. I have populated what Linda has sent into the budget.
Okay.
So there are a few questions from what, I don't know, Donnie, have you looked at the quotes she sent?
I can't remember. I can't recall that I've received it.
Maybe, okay. Maybe
that I haven't seen it.
Because, I think she got a bit confused when she gave us all those numbers last week, because it is for the same radio stations. The one is just more radio stations than the other one. Mm-hmm. So the 4 radio stations that definitely are on those 2 quotes would be SAFM, RSG, Ligwa, La Kuala, and Radio 2000. I don't think we can afford that for 5 to 10 minutes. That's just ridiculous. So I don't think we should, just because now they've even booked 2 slots, or they quoted for 2 slots. So
no, definitely not.
That really. So if we make it 0.
What I find it strange though, it's really ripping us off. How could you charge us for an interview?
That's what I don't understand. We've never in our life paid for an interview until last year.
Yeah, no. And the interviews were quite awkward. Some of them at very short notice, and because then and we were so there are very few people who would say I did hear the interview. I think the one that we didn't even pay for, the one that we did that Kecho did here at Lesedi FM.
Mm-hmm.
It was for free.
Exactly.
It was for free, and it was long. I mean, it was a chat. It was a whole chat, and fortunately we as the university also have created a good relationship with Lesedi because of that African Languages Press. So we have kind of a contact person that we can tap onto. Maybe we can promote, we can link it to that kind of. So I think that's what we need to work on, building these relationships than spending money on it. Advert, yes, I agree. Then but interview, I don't.
Exactly. No, I 100% agree with you, Charlie, because not many people can listen to the interviews. It will be during the day, you are at work. They are not always a podcast. So they want us to spend what it is. Okay, so this if that one is double, it is what, over 300,000 rand just on interviews, and I think that is really, really ridiculous. So I would agree that if it's, what does she call it, squeeze bags or whatever for the news, I would agree with that. But radio interviews, by now we should all have contacts that we can send the press release at the appropriate time and get interviews that way. But paying for it, I don't think that's a good way to spend our money.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, it's more than the poster itself.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Can I also ask, social media, the Facebook posts, why must we pay for that? Or what is that? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so I think this is a person that would create the actual post, the Canva design, and so on. And so I don't think it probably is physically posting it as well. But I think it's more than just putting it on Facebook. I think it is creating the artwork for 10 posts, etc., etc.
Okay, but isn't the person that's creating the poster also doing that?
That's why that is in red. Because so on the quote, there is social media pack, and then there is the Facebook post, and then there's the promotional video. So the promotional video is self-explanatory. The social media pack is, I think, the same as that.
Yeah.
Because how can somebody that has not designed the poster, stick to the branding? Then it's like last year where when the office posts something, it's the branding looks different than when somebody else posts. So there's no coherency. Nobody would see something and say, oh, okay, it's library week. So, I have sent Linda an email, ask her just to ask the people that quoted for that, just exactly what do they mean for that. But so the social media material there, that would be at the top one, typically be, so the virtual backgrounds, we usually do the virtual background. We also do the Facebook, what is it, a cover, that cover image. So it is things like that. So it's not necessarily posts, but we can ask them to make one post for us in such a format that we can just add content to it, and then that would not be needed.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, let's look at that. And then the newspapers.
Okay, so
sure.
Yeah. So this is still last year's quotes. I haven't received new quotes for this year. So I think, I can't remember offhand now, but we were in the Isoles, where we were in, I think the Argus, I don't think Pretoria News, but another one here up in Gauteng. I want to say the Citizen, but I don't think it was the Citizen. So there were a few newspapers. They are truly national newspapers. And I think it was more than 3. I think it was 4 or 5 newspapers that amount covered. But I think once we get proper, let me just make that in a different color. Once we get proper quotes, we can see what we want to do.
Okay.
But yeah, so those aren't on new figures yet.
Okay.
So when that
I
was
wanted to ask the video. The video.
Yes.
What video are we talking about?
The TikTok one, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, somebody said the TikTok one will be done for free, isn't it?
Yes,
I remember
that's
something.
that's what
okay.
that's what she said. So
Yeah, I think, Charlie, they need to send us a concept of what they think
Yeah,
the video will be about, a detailed concept, not just it will be about library week,
Yeah.
detailed concept before we decide.
yes, please.
I think that
Okay.
would be good. Then the other thing, so this was on the original budget for the virtual launch. But if it's not going to be virtual, then it will be a whole host of other
expenses.
Expenses, yes.
Okay.
Like, catering and, all sorts of things. There might be rental of, we can rent from the Free State branch, rental of equipment, sound equipment. So it's
Yeah.
all sorts of things like that.
Can
Can
you
added.
yeah, can you look at the previous budgets just so that we look at the items that we would require in a face-to-face, so that when we discuss with the National Library, those things are taken into consideration?
Sure, I will do that.
Please, I think that would help us great. And then,
Definitely.
yeah, and then I think with the speaker, it's fine. We can flag that, but I still feel that we should try and tap on our professionals. We should, if it's physical, then it will just covering the traveling cost. If the person doesn't come from public institution that can assist with covering the attendance.
Exactly.
But I think 10,000 it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. There's Danny. Let's try and see if we can squeeze the money, because now out of this at 632 we haven't included Liasa in touch production.
Yeah.
So you see our 800, it's not gonna fit if we go with this as is current. So let's, yeah, so I agree, let's skin it down and only use the money where we have to use it.
So if we go with the 632, then we're left with about 230. If I'm correct.
Yeah. Very close.
Yeah. And the Liasa in touch was more or less that, just a little bit more, if I can remember correctly. Unfortunately, I don't have the budget with me now. I'm at home. So yeah, if we can squeeze a little bit, if the NLSA are on board and they do something, give something, then we can do that.
Okay.
Perfect. I've made a note that we provisionally add that in.
Yeah.
The budget, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we must really look at that, at the newspaper, not the newspaper, the interviews, and the social media.
Yeah.
But that's only the 2,500. But 2,500 is, yeah.
Can you put a note on the social media promotional video, just on the left-hand side to give us the concept document surrounding it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, any other issue, colleagues, that you think we can discuss amongst the three of us and take a binding decision?
Yeah.
If they're not here, they don't have a say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the script worked as we planned last year. So I know it is a few months off, but I think what we had in mind last year was to not give them, the branches and interest groups, just a regurgitation of the rationale, but possible answers to possible questions that they would be asked in the interviews, that they don't come up with their own idea and then they might speak against what Liasa actually, have decided or something. So I think when we do the script this year, I think we need to just approach it differently.
I think maybe what we need to do, we need to have a document in all our meetings as we talk. If there's any possible, we create a data, sort of a knowledge base of, like now, we're talking about, as we're discussing issues, we create a Q&A.
Yes.
So if we think of something now, we do it now. We just add into the database. Then towards the end, we would then consolidate them into that script.
Yes, I think that would work.
Yeah. So even now, as people request the rationale, hey, why did you decide on this? Because those questions they ask, we must now preempt that another person who's gonna see a rationale later is gonna ask the same question, and then we answer them. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So we'll do that. Our timelines have not changed. On that letter, it didn't indicate when they can ask for or is there a closing date for the poster? Did you mention it?
Yes, I did. So the closing date is as we decided on the 15th of December.
Okay. So everything is still the same. There, we did mention that Shanita must be added. Okay. So maybe let's do that today. Oh, by the way, you are going to change yeah, but let's also invite her officially. But at the same time, we'll just update our WhatsApp group once we have deleted those two, and then we change the name. But if you think of another person that you'd like to add, it might be a good idea to do it now.
I think if we stick with a face-to-face launch, it might be good for us to have somebody from that area where we are going to have the launch.
Okay. Yeah. My suspicion is that we might have to go with Pretoria if the National Library, because I doubt if they budgeted it for it, but they seem to have a big purse. Maybe they might say yes, let's go Mpumalanga. But let's see next week Tuesday, and then in case Marcus, I'll try and ask him that when he comes Tuesday, he should have spoken to KP already, so that we at least we tie and because we don't want to keep on not knowing whether we're going face to face or what.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any other issues, colleagues, that you think we should talk about it today?
Nothing really from my side. Just going through last week's notes.
Yeah,
Just,
we can't go on with the budget until we know where we're going to have the launch.
yeah, but you
And
see now that
and
is the
liaison.
problem.
Mm.
Because the
And the-
budget needs to be in before we have our next meeting.
My
So-
suggestion is that let's regardless of the launch type, let's have an amount of a face-to-face budget. Yeah, face-to-face budget. We will be cutting the trim on the marketing side. But should we go face-to-face, we know that we increase that marketing effect. So
Yeah,
let's have let's work out a budget of a launch in face-to-face launch in Pretoria. So our traveling cost, we know that it's for those people in Cape Town. But should National Library come on board and we decide on, we know that whatever we would have budgeted for, it still caters for us in terms of traveling and traveling and subsistence to the actual venue and all of those things.
right. Sure. I will do that.
Okay. By the way, you're submitting it to before Friday, né?
Yeah, they asked to have it by Friday, so I will
So-
just, yeah. Luckily, it is, we labeled it as a proposed budget, so as
Yes.
long as we stay in the category, so if I put it back on, so if it's marketing and promotion, as long as we stay within the marketing category more or less, then, you know,
Yes.
they don't fuss too much, but we can't suddenly add something. So if Liaison Touch was nowhere to be found on the budget, then
Mm.
suddenly we can't use money to pay for that. So we can chop and change a little bit as long as we don't add.
Yeah, I think the marketing part, the launch, we can use it. The launch and marketing, can't we bundle them together? Market a launch, because a launch, an event, it's part of the marketing.
I can see what I can do.
Okay. No, thank you, colleagues. I think from my side, that would be all. I'm not sure. Danny,
Nothing from my side.
thank you. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you. And I think
Thank you,
you need to
Charlie,
go to the chemist now.
Yeah, no, I'll rush. There's there's another cabinet just not far from me. I'll just
Shut.
quickly drive there. Thank you
Sure.
very much. Have a nice day.
Thank
Thanks, you
you.
too. Bye.
Bye. Okay.